Okay, so today I'm gonna watch some French league. We got Chaumont Haute Marne, I don't know, and then Montpellier volley, whatever. Both teams are very stacked. We got Joe Worsley here he's the setter for Haute Marne. We got I assume Hilaire Heno's brother, but I know he's French, and his last name's also Heno, so probably. We got Jacob Pastor, the American. It looks like he played a little bit here, probably started and then got taken out. Maybe he came in for someone else. I don't know. Toledo. I can't remember where he's from. I think maybe Bulgaria. No, maybe he's French. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But then over here on Montpellier, we got Goff, the French middle, probably one of the best middles in the world. He's huge. He's a beast. Palacios and Lopez are two Argentinian outsides. Very good. And then Dimitrov is he the Bulgarian guy that I looked up? I don't know. I looked him up quick on Volleybox, but yeah, great teams. Let's get into it. Starting off strong. Pasture passes it, he dimes it. And I like Pasture. I played against him last year in college. He's a beast. He was going OT on us with triple blocks and stuff. And some coaches don't like it when players do this like thing where they jump in front of them. But like look at how well it works right there. It honestly is kind of cool. It's good stuff. I think, yeah, he just kind of overextended and swung a little bit too wide. And this is Lopez, number 17, and then Palacios is number 13. I think Palacios is a pretty big dude. I expected Lopez to be bigger. But that's Siddiq. That's the middle. He's, I think, 207 centimeters. And then number 16 right here, he's like 216 centimeters. I could be wrong, but like he's huge. He's a huge human being. Like that's over 7 foot if you don't know the centimeters and stuff. But wow, that's a good run. And this is why it's so nice to have a big middle because look at how easily and how quick he can get up to such a high point. Oops, shoot. Like he can get up and hit it at such a high point so quick, and it just makes it so difficult for the blockers to block that and like to defend that, honestly. Joe Worsley gets chipped off there. He's a small setter, but he's just got nice hands, runs a good offense. He knows the game, and I think his lack of physicality is overshadowed by his how good his hands are, and also just his volleyball IQ. Like he makes a lot of really good choices, and his defense is really good too. So like the number one thing when you're looking at a setter, can they run a good offense? Number two thing, can they make good choices down the stretch? Number three, defense versus blocking and figure the rest out. I think the rest can be ordered in a different way. Yeah, I mean, but right here, this is what I'm talking about. Like he can hit such a fast tempo because he's going to be in the air and up super high so quick. And you don't want to with a big middle, you don't want to go super slow. I mean, with the middles, honestly, I don't think there's any middle that should be hitting a slow tempo. Except for, I mean, you got Merrick McHenry who runs kind of a slow tempo, but just because he jumps so dang high. But with a good but with a good setter, faster tempo is gonna be better for the middle anyways. So I don't know. Let's see this again. Kind of gets cramped. Looks like he misses the window a slight bit. Maybe the approach was wrong, maybe the set was wrong. I'm not sure there. Wow, it's a nice swing though. Is this Palacios? Yeah, Palacios. I don't know how tall Palacios is, but he's a pretty big dude. Right, really nice thing though. And like they just completely guard that deep cross right there. Completely. And I was talking to a setter this weekend that I was coaching, and I was telling him to set the guy who like has the biggest route right now and like is easiest to get off the net. Like this guy's off the net This guy's running around trying to figure it out. This guy's running from the entire court away. You know, Pasture also has a really nice lane. So like in transition, setting the guy who is going to be able to be the most athletic is a pretty good idea, pretty good thing to do. Like for example, let's run it back real quick. Pasture's just waiting here. He doesn't even have to transition backwards at all. All of his momentum is going to be going forward. So I think Pasture is the best choice here. But then you also have to go over the top of the middle there so they're not jumping on top of each other. So it's a little bit of trust. It's a little bit of who's on what route type of thing, A little bit of touch, a little bit of feel, you know, of the game. But yeah, I mean, I feel like in transition, it's just really important to set someone who is going to be able to be athletic because going up and blocking and then having to transition off the net is going to take away some of your athleticism. Like right here, this is nice. Wow. Runs it. Wow, yeah. He just swings so high. I think he swung out of bounds though. Wow. This is a really big, large human to be spinning. I don't know. You don't see that big of dudes spin serving that often. Just looks different. I mean, you got Mickey Leto doing it, but he's just a freak anyways. He's a unicorn anyways. And the Goff is a beast. I think he also is someone that just springs up. Just quick jump, gets to a high point really quick, and then hits the ball really fast. Bang. You know. And I feel like Goff is probably someone that's kind of hard to read as a blocker, but he's also just long, he's lanky, he hits the ball really hard because he's a big dude. And yeah, he's aggressive. Ooh, miscommunication there. Somebody could have taken that better. And now even like this dude is so large that even the Goff is swing blocking him just to like try and see if he can get up and be as athletic as him. But yeah, past sure then. Let's see, was it a free ball? Yeah, it was a free ball. But this is why it's important to give it to someone who's not going backwards and having a transition because he's standing there waiting and then he can just go be as athletic as he is because he's also a freak athlete, man. His arm swing's great. He jumps out of the gym. He bombs the ball. He hit me with like an 80-mile-an-hour serve. He's a beast. I like him too. He's a good guy. Seems like a good guy. I don't think I've actually really talked to him or hung out with him, but oh yeah, look at this. And this is why it's important to get deep. Look at where he is, and then he gets deeper, sits in, takes it off the chest. If there's a single block up or a broken block up there, you're gonna have to get hit in the chest. You gotta be okay with that. If you want to be a good defender, you're gonna have to be okay with getting hit in the chest. And I think in the French league, they're so good at being balanced on contact. Like look at this libero here. He waits and then he goes. On contact, he's not moving around. Like he goes to where he should be and then waits because you have to see where the ball is to go to the ball. Obviously, you can read the play and give yourself a little bit of an advantage by shifting one way or the other, but you don't want to be shifting one way or the other when that person's hitting because then it could go off the block. If it goes off the block, then it could completely change direction or it could just barely touch it and continue going in the same direction. Like the block could really change it. So you want to be balanced so that you can go anywhere from that same point. I mean, this is kind of like a like a Grebennikov type of defense, but still, oh, just out of bounds, man. But I mean, you got to go for it. You got to be swinging hard in these leagues. You got to be going for it. You can't just hit it at 75% and expect to score consistently. You have to be physical. Yeah, Joe Worsley, he knows how to run an offense, and he does these like he's really good at this type of stuff because of outdoor volleyball. I assume that he's been playing outdoor volleyball and stuff like that with his brother and like just short court, small touch type of stuff with his brother for a really long time, like his entire life, you know? And I think it's super important for volleyball players to be playing indoor and outdoor when they're younger because it just develops a really nice touch for the game and a good feel for the game and like small touch stuff and like it just gives you a little bit more craftiness and yeah. Also just playing volleyball all year round, but then also having the different types of volleyball too. Like not just indoor, but the different type of volleyball that is outdoor volleyball. I think just getting experiences both is very important. So if you're not playing beach in the summers, or if you're in California or somewhere that's beautiful all year round, um, and you're not playing beach as much as you can, you're messing up. You're wasting some time. You're wasting some opportunities, man, because it's truly gonna make you better. I mean, think about just jumping in the sand too. It's gonna up your vertical, even if it only ups your vertical by 3 inches. Come on, that's a massive difference. Yeah, and 6 spot defenders, they gotta stay deep. This is a very good example. Even though it wasn't perfect, he's able to get the ball up because he stayed deep and he didn't go forward and cheat forward and do all that. Let's go. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, Pasteur in college was able to just go OT on everybody in auto system stuff. Like, for example, playing against us, he would have bounced this ball right here. Like it was crazy some of the stuff he was doing. But yeah, he's going against guys who are very physical. Like this number 11 right here and this number 74. These two are huge humans. They're very big humans. So he's getting challenged physically because now he has to get crafty. And like I'm not saying that he's not crafty. He's a very skilled player. But like you need to develop skill as well as physicality because if you don't have either one, then you're not going to make it to the higher level. If you only have skill or only have physicality, you're only going to make it so far. But if you have both, you can go very far. Let's see this last one here. Oh shoot, man, I keep hitting the wrong button. Almost did it again. Let's see here. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it's a good block move. Maybe he drifted a little bit, but he takes up a decent amount of space. Drifted a little bit too much, but it's a small difference. And now he got subbed out. Let me see something real quick. Excuse me, I know I don't like doing this. I really don't, but let's see. Okay, 2 kills, 3 errors. Okay. Yeah. That's fair enough. Fair enough. I would have subbed him out too. Yeah, and Joe Worsley just adds really good defense. I feel like playing outdoor volleyball really ups your defense as well. But I mean, unless you're just like a full-time blocker, but still. Oh, hey, like craftiness here, like this. I feel like outdoor is going to develop that. It's nice right there, though. I like it. Oh, but hey, see, they challenged it. See, this is the weird thing about swiping is technically this guy, the guy that was swiping him, was the last guy that touched it. You know, and yeah, that's the only problem with swiping. But I don't know. I feel like it still should be their point. Like it's just like I don't, it's just such a part of the game. Ooh, off the block, a chip off the old block. You know that saying where it's like talking about their son. You know, spin serve lefty off the tape. Who's the ever seen? This is Sui coming. Whoa, what the heck just happened? Yeah, he thought this was for him. This was for the back row pipe attacker. Oh my goodness. Look at that, man. He blasted that puppy out of bounds. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think it's important to have a little bit more space than this because then something like that could happen. Like he's almost going straight up and then this guy can take it, but there has to be a balance because you don't want it to be too far where it's like, oh, this guy, like you want to have a little bit of overlap so that the deception's there just a little bit, but it's got to be a balance. You don't want them overlapping completely on routes because first of all, they're going to jump straight on top of each other. See, this is better. This is better. I feel like this is good spacing. This is good spacing right here. You just kind of swing to the tape there. But yeah, you wanna have balance. You wanna have balance of spacing, but also a little bit of deception with the routes. Joe Worsley really flings the ball, like really gets it deep in his hands and releases it. But I don't know enough about setter technique to really talk too much about that stuff. But I mean, I feel like I personally, if I were a setter, this is probably how I would set as well, like dishing it pretty deep, But that's just me. That's just me. I got deep hands. This is a really good tracking of the ball, really good press, really good job in there. And then he gets him out of system, but then he drops his hands here. And this is why. This is why I don't like people dropping their hands much. Like it gives this libero no choice, no chance here. Like obviously it can pay off if someone's blasting at your hands, but I feel like the risk is too high. Like because then if you pull your hands and they do just a little roll shot right where your hands would have been, then and they score on you, like that would make me mad as a player, as a defender, and as a blocker. I would be like, I could have blocked it, or as the defender, I could have been like, ah, bro, like you're giving me no chance here. I'm playing around your block, and then you're taking away your block. Really good tracking again, but then he just lets it go too far down, messes it up a bit. It's not a bad shot. Like it would have been to a pretty good spot. It would have been to a pretty challenging spot. But oh, that's beautiful. And setters do this. Setters do this all the time. Is they drop their hands a bit so it looks like they're setting them. And then for this, for from here to here to here, probably this is where it breaks off right here, where I'm like, okay, he's not setting him. Like that's where I see it from this angle. And that's pretty late. Like I would have committed here. You get two people to commit because the deception is there. And like I feel like this is a big part of it. Like if the spacing is there, but then the setter is still doing some stuff where it looks like I'm setting the middle, it's still gonna get them. It's still gonna mess them up. And wow, what a dig. Let's see this dig again. But again, I mean he doesn't move that much. And he still tries to find balance when he's going in there. I mean, that's a really nice play though. Really good read. Beautiful swing right there too. Takes it high, takes it really hard, like just swings as hard as possible, deep into the through those hands. Look at how big this middle is. Look at how much he presses here. That's crazy, man. These are big middles that you're playing against here. These are very big middles. Chops are short, going the yep. Joe Worsley, man. And it's gotta be quick. If you're a small setter and you're dumping the ball, it's gotta be quick. And it's gotta be aggressive, man, because the little tip dump doesn't work at the high level. It doesn't. It'll work at low levels where people are sleeping on defense, but not many people are sleeping on defense at this type of level or at a college level. Maybe against bad teams, you could just like, oh, you're sleeping, gotcha. Maybe you can get away with it there, but if you're really trying to excel, you're gonna have to develop physical dumps. I think this guy's American as well. I think he played at Long Beach. Could be wrong. Somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he played at Long Beach. It's Holdaway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's American. Yeah. Oh yeah. Physical. Physical move. When you're making the triple block move, you don't want to just be standing there and being lazy. You want to look at how aggressive he is there. Like this is he's so aggressive with it. He closes the block well, presses straight forward. Honestly, he sealed that cross really well too. Like look how much he presses that left hand compared to his right hand. Obviously, he got hit, but still, he presses that left hand so much there. Like there's nowhere to swing around this block. And I feel like that's a massive, massive thing that I try to use as much as possible is I try to use the fact that a lot of times they don't press that left hand and take that sharp cross away from me. But like if you do on a triple block, if you do take that sharp cross away from me, you're probably gonna get me. You're probably gonna block me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that's usually what I go for. I try to go for OT as well, but yeah, if I'm like trying to score and trying to take a full swing off of it and not trying to go for the hands, it's usually going to be sharp cross. Like that's usually the only option, but it can be taken away if you're pressing correctly as that third blocker. Joe Worsley getting up there, battling with the big guys. Nice. Yeah, I feel like playing outdoor volleyball also just increases your game IQ and just like you're able to process the game so much quicker because you just are constantly playing volleyball and it's just building more and more connections in your brain. That's all. Ooh, a little reverse float here. I see you, big guy. I see you, big dog. It goes way too wide at first. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. I think putting up a stable block's more important. Personally, I do that sometimes as well, though. I mess that up. And with you see Perugia doing this as well, and then this guy wraps around and runs the full distance. But I think and then he's trying to go in between people and stuff like that. I think what Perugia's doing, where they just have Bentara fly around and then hit a pseudo back ball, like a pseudo D or back row ball, whatever you want to call it. I think that's honestly the best option because yeah, he can make it all the way around there. He can squeak through people if the play allows it, but like he probably wouldn't have been he would have been kind of flustered on it, honestly. Ooh, hello. He was trying to do a split. Here we go. Yeah, attack Joe Worsley there. Why not? Perfect pass, attack Joe Worsley. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like attacking a mismatch or doing the same thing in a rotation until someone makes the adjustment is a great thing. But then if it comes late game and you're like, okay, we've done this a few times, it's succeeded a few times. Are they going to make the adjustment or not? Like, is this the one that they're going to make the adjustment on or not? And I don't think that's 50-50. I don't know what it is, but that's the real difficult decision that you have to make when it's late game. You're like, okay, we need a point now. Um, Gosh, this is a beautiful run. Spacing, man. But look at this. Like, there's no chance that this middle is going to be able to help on this because he's just too far. And then he swings over where this guy's no longer helping because bang, swings deep corner too. It's a beautiful swing. Let's see this one more time. Explosive. Who is this guy? I like him. Suikonen. 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 Oh, he's a Finnish. He's from Finland. I know that. I remember that from Volleybox. What was I saying earlier? Oh, about decision making and stuff. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. If something's working, if the back row is working, keep running it until they start until they stop committing on the middle. This is working because they keep committing on the middle. And it's worked multiple times in a row now. Like almost every time they run the back row ball, it's worked. So run it again until they make some sort of adjustment, man. And then when they make the adjustment, then you switch. Then you do something about it. And then you test it and then you go back and forth. And then they're in your hands at that point. Find something that works, keep running it. Honestly, like even here, they're still all like guessing to see where it's gonna go. And the back row works because Goff, no, the other guy went way too wide. I think it's important when you're hitting this pipe off a triple block. I think it's important to be aggressive on it because chances are slim anyways. You know, there's not really great options to tip. I think just swinging hard, going for the hands, and hoping that maybe someone makes a mistake in the block is not the worst situation. And I usually wouldn't say that either. Like I would usually say, and again, like sealing off the cross, middles need to do that all the time. But then, as the third blocker on a triple block, you also have to do this. But like this is really nice. Like look at how much he closes that left hand. He's even shaping his hand like that, it looks like. And then it hits and it goes straight down. Basic geometry, fools. All basic geometry and physics right there. All the moon is here, the angle's there, straight down. Straight down. Oh wow. Might as well. Might as well around the middle. Why not? Why not? Why not give it to the big guy? I actually gave an auto system ball to our 206 centimeter middle the other day just because nobody else was an option, and it worked out. Give it to the big boy and when you're in a panic situation. Yeah, just let a big man be big. You know, that's what I'm saying right now. Joe Worsley really throwing it over there. I like it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. It's a nice block. And like you see this right here. You see this block where he goes, he's probably solo. He thinks he's solo. So he jumps back in to take extra cross. So he see how he jumps back into the court. I like that. It's certain situations that when you want to do that, but you know, like if you think you're going to be solo, might as well try and take an extreme angle. Not always. Not always. You know, it depends on who you're playing against, of course. But take a more extreme angle than you usually would because if you're solo and you're blocking the six, unless you're playing against someone who just swings to the six every time, if you're playing against someone who has range, then you're going to need to go to the extreme angles. Oh, beautiful run. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like overlap. Because if these routes were right next to each other, overlap and spacing is what I'm talking about. You know, like this looks like a middle set until about here, probably. And this middle probably could have picked it off. Honestly, maybe even it was a middle set, but the outside's still able to go up and pick it off. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And I mean some teams run their offense so fast. Like I remember in college, St. Francis University, they ran their tempo so fast that like the idea was, okay, if we set a three or a gap or whatever you want to call it, then if the middle can't pick it off, then the outside needs to be on that same set to pick it off if the middle misses it, you know? It was crazy. But I feel like there wasn't enough spacing between their routes. So if we jumped with the middle and we just hung our hands up still and just, oh shoot, I jumped early. Okay, I'm hanging, I keep my hands up. We could have blocked that outside and we did a few times. That's why I think spacing is important too, because if I jump with someone else, I shouldn't be able to just jump straight up again right when I land and hit and do it again, you know? Like for example, in beach volleyball, you see the Swedish guys, one of the most important things I think about their how they run their offense is how much they space each other out. Like it's not oh I jump set and then I set right on top of me to the left. No, no, no. There's space in between there. So then if I jump with the guy that's setting it, then there's no option. There's no way for me to go and recover and get over there, you know? Hopefully that makes sense. This is us. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Dang. Oops, I swore. Shot this short. Setter going backwards. Oh, beautiful. I love this route. When setters are falling backwards like that, and then they throw it over the top like that, I feel like that tricks the middle so often. So often. I feel like that's such a great way to trick the middle, is if you're falling away and then you just throw it over the top. I think honestly, like, and I mean, right here he's trying to trick them again by dropping his hands a bit. It's not always going to work. It made this guy bite a little bit, and he's not as physical as he probably could have been if he just like completely committed on the pipe and like waited, truly waited. He bit a little bit. It just takes like 10% of their physicality away, that's all. And this is a full commit. This is a full commit right there. Fully beach blocked, you know, drop to the floor, get up there, block as much as you can. Yeah, and there's definitely times to fully commit on someone. First of all, you got to know how to read the setter, but also you got to know what that setter's decisions look like. Like if late game on perfect passes, he never sets the middle, why would you ever commit? Even if he's setting the middle a ton early in the game, but you know that they never set the middle late game, why would you commit? Like it's just yeah. You gotta understand the team. You gotta understand the team and the setter's decision making. But but there's definitely times on perfect passes that middles should just purely commit. Like Joe Worsley, on paper, he should never win this Strauss. He's way smaller, probably weaker in the weight room. Sorry, Joe, but he's just better. He's just more skilled. He knows the game. He knows how to win a joust. Setters don't lose jousts, man. Nice. And he got that guy to go into the net there. Nice. It's a pretty good short serve there. I do not like, I think this right here, see how he jumped? Like he jumps and then never pulls back his arm. This lacks deception. You want to be deceptive with these types of things. But the placement was pretty decent. It's pretty short. But like he's able to read it because he's not tricked at all. He's not deceived at all. He's not looking at you like, okay, this guy's bombing it. And then, oh shoot, it's going short. He's like, okay, I'm watching. Oh, he never pulled back his arm. Okay, it's probably going short. See him. You've seen, maybe hopefully I've seen Miles Partain genuinely just in a gym working on throwing back his left arm and then throwing up his hands to set. Like if you're gonna jump set or if you're gonna do a deceptive serve like a short serve, then you're gonna have to be able to deceive a bit with it. I like that. Just standing there for a second. Nice. Nice. Decent pass. You know, I think serving this area here is a very good area to serve just because look at how the setter, he's a little bit less comfortable here. The middle even is a little bit less comfortable because especially in this scenario where the middle's coming from behind, it just yeah, you gotta like it just kind of makes people uncomfortable to this side out here. Yeah, they do. Hey, stuff happens. But I still feel like it's a nice serve. It's a great choice there. Ooh. Like, if you're serving it and either you either get someone out of system or you take away someone's route or you make it a little bit more difficult for somebody, you're doing your job as a server. Like you don't have to get an ace every time. That's not how volleyball works. Nobody gets an ace every serve. Okay. It's just about a little bit of pressure and then finding different pressure points almost. Like, okay, I want to pressure this guy, or I want to pressure this seat, or I want to pressure this guy's ability to cover a ton of ground, or I want to test this guy's ability to switch mindsets of, oh, he's gonna spin serve it to, oh, he's gonna, oh, nice, I like this, to he's floating it. I like this a lot right here. I think it's important for these types of things to have the ball tight here, obviously, but yeah, he's just available. Like watch him transition here. He just a few steps and he's up, puts the ball away. He couldn't hit that one. It was far too tight, far too low. It's still nice. Wow. I think Haute Marne wins this set, so this is gonna be interesting to see the comeback here. Number 7. This kid, I think it's the one kid the kid that came in for past year. I think he's 7, but he's having a good time right now. Yeah, let's see this. City Conan, yeah. He's having a good time, it seems like. Looks like that was a sub, and he's having a good time right now, man. He's going for it. When you're cooking, I gotta admit. Say, yeah, why not, man? And why not go for it? It's a weird situation. It's either you put over a free ball and there's a 90% chance that they score on you, or you go up there and there's a 75% chance that you score. Might as well be aggressive. A 25% chance that you make an error on that type of play by just really, really going for it. But hey, I like those odds. I like those odds completely, man. Off. Ooh, 24, 24. We got miss serve again. Pastor coming in the service back and he misses it. We got 25-25. I think it's 27-25 is the final score of this puppy. Joe Worsley puts up a decent ball, keeps it in front of him. But look at this. The third blocker doesn't close like a middle. He doesn't get cozy with that middle. You got to learn how to get cozy. You got to get real cozy with him, go hip to hip, close that block. Because this is, in all honesty, this is a slightly undisciplined swing, but a more undisciplined block. So what's gonna win? What undisciplined play is gonna win? You know, if you can hold yourself to not be undisciplined, you're gonna be fine. And you don't really have much you don't have any bad swings to worry about. Again, he gets a little bit lucky there. I'm still not sure how to feel about saying, oh, unlucky. Like this play was just unlucky, because it's almost like saying like can't win them all. But I disagree with that too because I think we can win them all. We're just not good enough yet. That's what my team used to say in high school. Um, but like I don't know, I feel like that's just taking if you say, oh, that's just an unlucky play or oh, that's just an unlucky game. If you're saying unlucky game, nah, you're wrong. You're definitely wrong about unlucky game. There might be unlucky plays, but I don't think there's any unlucky games. I think everything's in your hands when you're talking about a full game and a full match, like no matches are lost by luck, you know, time. But yeah, like this angle that he's setting from, he has to look over his shoulder, he has to wait for it to come over his shoulder and turn with it as that ball continues to go. Like right here, he's looking at the ball, and then as it goes forward, he turns with it. So then when he's finally setting it, he's almost, well, honestly, no, when he is setting it, he's fully turned this way. But you see how much he turned there? He did a full round robin. But again, this route is working. So why would you change it? Keep running it. Run it down their throat until they dang make a freaking adjustment, man. I really don't want to swear on these puppies. This number 7, he's trying to get freaky. And he got freaky. He got freaky. He scored on that puppy. Scores on the big guy. Yeah. I like this. I like this. He just needs a little bit more power in his hands. Like I think he kind of missed his hands a bit. It looks like it kind of slipped a little bit through. But on that type of thing, when you see your setter falling backwards, you got to be ready to dive inside. Because yeah, this ball definitely died inside. Who's the guy hitting it? Palacios. Okay. Palacios, the Argentinian. Yo soy de Argentina. Big old swing. Nope. Maybe this guy just doesn't pull his shoulder back though. Like he has a super high draw. So maybe that serve that I was talking about, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay for him because there's not really much of a difference between his his normal draw and his decepting draw. I don't know what I didn't know what tense to use there. Sorry guys. Spin serve. He really cracks this puppy. Wow. Spin serve, you gotta stay deep. This guy got caught high. I would rather get caught in front of me than get caught high. It's much easier to adjust to a ball that's in front of me than it is to adjust to a ball that's right here, you know? Wow. This middle, look at how he creates space so that Joe can hit his window, and then he's looking at him still. He turns his body, he opens up his body, lets the ball get in front of him, and then obviously he kind of hit it with his fingers a little bit and he went off the hands, but hey, it's still a good move by him. Yup, bang. This is why it's really important to know if a setter is front row or back row, you know, because especially with a player like Simone Nikolov, like he's going to be dumping a lot when he's front row and he still jumps. I watched a little bit of like a few highlights from their game against GCU. And I see one of my buddies, Cole Duncanson, he's jumping with Nikolov when Nikolov's back row. And I'm just like, ah, Cole, you gotta know, big dog. But nah, Cole's a beast. I think he's probably having a great season. I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that out after this game. Maybe I'll hit him up a little bit extra too. But yeah, he's a beast. And but yeah, I saw a highlight. I commented on one where they got scored on, and I said that they should have set him, but or I would have set him. I like this run. Hold on, I want to see this one more time. Let's see, where does he break it off? Yeah, and I saw something on Instagram too where someone like faked faked the push and then stopped himself, jumped over for the back one. I think it's cool to do this where he kind of runs on it, acts like he's gonna hit there, and then jumps over because this guy's just gone. He's just gone now. And then you're counting on this guy, this number 7 to block Goff. Like Goff's gonna be able to he's gonna be able to take that guy to lunch, you know what I mean? But yeah, know if the other team's setters front row or back row. So on overpasses you don't freak out and mess up. You don't get blocked or something like that, or let a ball just drop. Um, but also you need to know in transition as well because setters are going to be more aggressive these days. Setters are going to be looking to dump more often in today's day and age because of darn Simeon Nikolov with his sexy style of play. It is a very good style of play, though. I think it's a very good thing for our sport. I think it's going to be a big, big, very important part of the game. But uh, but yeah, it makes it difficult as blockers. But also, if you're gonna start doing that and be like Simeon Nikolov, you gotta put the work in. You gotta practice it. You can't just go do it. That's just not how it works. You know, Simeon Nikolov's probably been playing that style of play for years. He's probably been playing beach for years. Love this stuff. Like right here, he pulls back a little bit, and catches it real high. I would have liked, like for example, though, this is what I'm talking about with the spacing and stuff. Like he gets these guys to jump, and then they are not an option for either of these guys because it's so far. That's why this works, you know? Whoa, well, what's happening? Are they calling a double on it or what? I would have dunked it. I would have two-hand dunked that puppy. Yeah, he freaked out there, not gonna lie. I think they called a double. Makes sense. I probably would have called the same. I think it's important to see. how Joe Worsley gets really tight to that midline. Like look at where he jumps from so that he can go straight up, be as physical as possible, and get that tight ball. I see too many times I see setters who jump from like this far away from the net or this far away from the center line, and they're reaching super far this way, and they're not able to reach as high and get the super tight balls. Like you just gotta, especially small setters, you really need to, well, you really need to just be able to max out your potential, you know? So, like Joe Worsley, he's a great example of this. He's small, but he's able to handle these tight balls because he gets himself tight to the net, so he's jumping straight up and not wasting any of his physicality. Like it's similar to how when you're hitting a ball, you want to hit it at your peak. So if you're jumping sideways or jumping super far forward or backwards, you're not going to be able to be as physical as you could if you jump straight up and reach as high as you can. Like if you're going to try and reach as high as possible, you're going to jump straight up, okay? Like obviously not standing, but you're going to jump up, okay? So you're going to get your feet there so you can go straight up. It's the same principle of setting when you're taking those tight balls. He's such a huge human. I think it went on their side there. You got 16-19 in the fourth. Oh, it's a nice swing. In system, sharp cross is nice. I should have done that more in my last game. I should have taken a sharp cross a little bit extra. I was really trying to go line. I struggle with hit line sometimes, so I should have just accepted it and gone to my bread and butter of sharp cross. Ooh, hello. Hello, that's Bounce City. You got 19-19. It's a game. Fling that puppy. Fling that puppy, Joe. That's the type of swing I was taking this weekend, and I should have taken it either sharper. Oh no. Oh no, he got it. Okay. Joe Worsley. BS, the physical big guy. He's so big. He's such a massive setter. What a large human. I don't know if there's a larger human being than there is Joe Worsley, you know? Wow, that's a bounce though. That's a bounce. Right there is that. That's what I have to work on is bouncing line like this. I can do it in warm-ups, but when I try to ask myself to do it in game, I struggle. So yeah, I doubt my opponents for playoffs are going to be watching this, but Gentoft, if you're watching this, leave the line open. I can't hit it. I struggle to hit it. Please challenge my line so I can work on it. Please. Thank you. I doubt they watch it. If there's a Gentoft guy in here though, let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you're going to leave that line open. Hey, go. See ya. Oh yeah, taking a swing. Be aggressive. Why not? Yeah, I don't like going up one-handed unless it's really, really necessary. But this guy could have definitely just pressed two hands and he probably could have gotten it. But instead it's in his face and then he's got to do that. Now they're out of system. But now Joe can run his semi-in system. Not my favorite choice. I think this is a difficult run, because these guys are able to be just almost just as physical as they are, as that pipe guy is. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Bang, give it to him. Now that's how you win a long rally, baby. But I was also coaching this weekend, and there was a situation where a blocker was like down and just on the ground, and then my setter didn't set against it, and I was like, "Hey, did you see that?" And I don't think he saw it. So you gotta see these things as a setter. You gotta see these things because that's how they won the game. That's how they won the game for the long rally. Thanks for watching, guys.